Obviously, we've shown you the concerns about the rising water up in northwest Houston, the northwest part of Harris County, but now attention is being focused on the northeast side of the city. We're talking about the Kingwood area.
Yeah, our Joel Eisenbaum has been moved up there where our evacuations are just now happening. I want to go to him live now. And Joel, what has the process been like for these people? They're just now leaving in some cases.
Well, I want to talk real quickly. Connie, I know you've been through a lot. Can you talk to us real quickly? Sure. All right, I appreciate it. Connie just got done using our phone. Who'd you call, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I called a friend, Faith Brady, who lives in Huffman, and very kindly takes me in when I have water events.
You've been through this before, and let me set the scene real quickly. Behind us is essentially the West Fork of the San Jacinto, which has encroached quite a few feet over the last 12 hours. And you live in an apartment complex right around this corner, right?
Yes.
And around that corner is still, I think, as I heard, there's still at least 2 dozen, 3 dozen people that are up in there who aren't leaving.
Right. Well, see, these townhomes were built to flood, so that the downstairs is actually taller than regular, made out of cinder block. And the idea is, as the water comes up, flows through, and the living quarters don't start till the second and the third floor.
But I want to make this clear. You have been there since the night of the storm? Or have you been going back and forth?
I've been there.
What was your intention? Were you going to wait the whole thing out, or?
Yes, I was. I kind of got trapped because instead of watching the water, I took a nap.
It happens.
Yeah, and then it was dark, and I'm not stupid enough to drive in through water in the dark.
So do you call 911, or how did it work?
No. Actually, I was still planning on staying, but the firemen came by, and I realized that I have enough medicine left for another couple of days, but it might be cutting it kind of short, so I thought discretion is the better part of valor.
Good thinking.
Place to go.
And I can see little Lucky here. That's Lucky, right?
Right.
Lucky shivering. You used our phone to call the vet. You're going to get him checked out.
Well, actually, they have a boarding kennel.
Yeah.
Then they're very good with him. It's his vet anyway, so if there's some kind of a problem, they can take care of it, and he knows them, and they know to handle him with iron gloves.
Yes, that's right. I'll let you be, because I know you're cold. What part during this journey, by the way, when you were coming from the townhome to this spot where we're dry for the moment right here, when did you get wet in that process?
Well, in order to get into the boat, I had to, better than climbing off from the second-story balcony, thank you. I had to go down to the downstairs floor, and it's about chest high. So that's when I got wet.
So you've been here since the 90s. This is my last question, I promise. And I'm going to give you your bag to prove it because I know you want to get going. You've been here since the 90s. How many of these boat rides have you had to take?
I haven't had to take any.
Really?
Allison was not a big problem. It only got about 6 feet of water here. And the flood of '94 and all of the rest of them, I got out before the water got high. So this is actually the second one that I've had to sit out.
You had enough of this yet, or are you going to stay put there?
Well, it's paid for.
It's paid for. That goes a long way.
And it's my neighbors are really nice, and it's a quiet place, so probably I will. Of course, I lost books. I lost my vacuum cleaner.
Hey, but you still have your health. You'll dry out. Lucky you'll be fine. And I sure do appreciate the conversation. I'll let you go.
Thank you.
You good on your phone calls? You've made the phone calls you need? Okay. I want to show you real quickly where she's headed, by the way. You see that big dump truck on the other side of, that would be Hamblin Road? That is what is essentially a high water rescue vehicle. They are going to use that, I understand, to go through this water because it's about somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 feet of water, and that apparently would have no trouble getting through it, and you can grab a whole lot more people at a time. Last time I swing around, I promise, Luna, is these are the 2 boats that they've been using. Is there a boat out right now? I can't quite remember. Hey, is there a boat out right now, or are these the 2 boats and they're not out right now?
They're not out.
They're not out right at the moment. And so basically they're going door to door. That's not the only complex, as I understand it, because you've got houses and apartment buildings throughout here, and it's basically right on the border of the San Jacinto, the West Fork, which floods all the time. So they are checking out lots of different places. They're getting 911 calls and going where they have to go. But they've also come across a lot of people who say, I don't want to ride, I'm staying put. And the water is rising, keep in mind. So, I mean, if you're going to get out, this is a good time for getting. One other story I want to relate related to this. One of their first boat rides, they took a guy out here about 9 o'clock. I think it was a boat ride for about 2 or 3 people who came out of that townhome. And Apparently, all he wanted was cigarettes, so he went to a nearby corner store, grabbed his cigarettes, and wanted to ride back to his apartment, to his townhome. Of course, the Houston Fire Department said, no, we're not going to do that, so the guy caught a private ride on a canoe, and he is now back over there, and he's not leaving. He's apparently staying put. But it looks like the folks are getting ready to take another ride and look for some more people. We, of course, will be checking in with you throughout the day. For now, we're live in Kingwood at the corner of Hamblin and Forest Cove. I'm Joel Eisenbaum, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Joel, thank you so much.